Welcome to the 90-day game plan and success system. Today is about the planning of the game plan itself. The purpose is basically we are the one who's creating the system which is going to be for us. It's going to be constantly evolving and changing to adapt to our situation in order to improve as we go along. But just to reiterate, yeah, we made a pledge for the 90-day game plan to change our lives. We want to make money. If you don't want to make money, you should not be on this call at all. And the key requirement, like Avi said, is basically we need the key commitment is to actually buy tickets, because it's going to be tickets, it's going to be events that's going to take us to where we want to be. If you are able to buy tickets and you want to be successful within the 90 days, then we should be in this group. Okay, if you don't want to commit, please come out of this group now, because we only want to deal with serious people and we want to be committed. Because after yesterday's event, I know people are hungry. I know people want change. I know people were inspired by the people talking on stage. And yeah. Now, before we start, can everyone put yourself on mute, please? I'm going to do it right now. Cool. All right, guys. So first I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through the document. It's basically what I put up in WhatsApp earlier this morning, okay? So basically, the key requirement, apart from getting tickets, I want us to be excited. I want us to be crazy. I want us to have fun. I want us to be energized. That's why I play music now. You know, I have a passion to be a DJ, funny enough. Okay, so I'm looking for a DJ name. Okay, so put it onto the chat of what it would be an appropriate DJ name for me. I was thinking of DJ Jash, by the way. I want us to be motivated. I want us to be focused and have 100, if not 110% or 200% commitment, okay? Because we have the people on this call that's going to hold your hands to the other side. I want us to be a different person on July the 1st. I want us to rank up higher to what we currently are. I want us to start visualizing what you have cleared financially, or what has been a financial result for you. Now, before we really start, okay, this is the planning of the 90-day game plan, okay? But for you to earn, we must learn. And we're going to be learning a lot within the next 90 days, okay? But here's the thing. Many of you has got industry experience in network marketing and in crypto. Some of you just really started. Some of you do not know what we have to do. Some of you know you got so much, but you haven't implemented yet. But here's the thing, and I'm going to be saying this quite a lot. We need to start this 90-day game plan. Forget everything that you know today, because we're going to be filling you, or all of us, with new knowledge, new experience. We are going to go through this journey together. This empty the cup is a serious thing, because empty the cup is actually from a story when a young American boy who was so clever wanted to be part of this martial arts, but he never graduated because he was full of too much knowledge. He didn't want to learn in order to earn, and hence he wasn't successful. We have to be students again now, and we need to adapt and change to what we're going to say today, okay? But we need to, yes, we are interested in new ideas, of course, but how many of you are actually earning 4 figures? How many of you are actually earning 5, 6, 7 figures? If you're not earning 7 figures today, this is why we're on this call, because everyone on this call has the potential to earn 6 figures to 7 figures, if not 8 figures, within this business opportunity. How exciting is that? So the thing is that throughout our 90 days, we're going to be learning the key building blocks. Okay, the key building blocks to building this business. We will be having small modules around, let's say, post 9 o'clock in the evening, of things that can help us to improve. Today, we're going to start at 10 o'clock, a key building block, which is the key to your success. That is learning the presentation and effectively, and how to do the presentation effectively like a pro. Because that is the only thing that me and Avi had in order to build our business. No one helped us, really and truly. Yes, we got Monia and Moyen to thank them for introducing this opportunity, but we gave ourselves 24 hours to learn the presentation, and the following day we went like a lunatic, crazy lunatics, and starting to talk to everyone about the business opportunity. Okay, so today we're going to learn the presentation at 10 o'clock. All right, now for us to get started, even before we go into the building blocks, the fundamental foundations for our success, which I mentioned yesterday, is our dream board. How many of you have actually done the dream board? Can you put your hands up, or can you put on the chat window that you have? I like the DJ names actually, guys. Yes, fantastic. Really, really good. I have, yeah, Mardi, fantastic. Yeah, good. This is really, really, really good. Okay, but if you haven't, then you're going to find this journey really, really, really hard, because this vision, this dream is going to make you do this business like no other business. When you get a rejection, or when you're down, when you depress, you're going to be visualizing your dream, and that dream is going to encourage you to press on. Okay, this is the very key building block. If you do not have that dream, if you do not have your where are you going? Where do you think you're going to be in July the 1st, or in September the 8th, in the global event? How do you think you're going to spend your new year? New year. How do you think you're going to be where you are in May 2019 and May 2020, which is 2 years from now? How many Bitcoins do you really wish to have? These are very, very, very key. And then put it this way, guys, you don't have to look far of success in this business. You have people who have demonstrated success within the same business opportunity. We all face the same challenges. We all face the same back office challenges, but how is people more successful than others? And that is because of the dream. Now, if you have your dream board, the next step is your financial goals, because that is key. I know that some people actually left their jobs fairly recently, so they may have this more sense of urgency to actually make this work. But the key financial, goal is that what is the key thing that you want to pay off by July the 1st? What is the key thing that you want to get rid of in terms of financial liabilities by the end of this year? What house do you want to live in by next year? These are very, very, very key in terms of your planning. This is what's going to make you drive. If you're dreaming of $1 million house by next year, then you got to think like a millionaire. You got to think like abundance. You got to do more than anybody else. I always like the film Pursuit of Happiness, when Will Smith was making calls non-stop every single day within the time frame. Are you going to be dedicated like him? Because he really had the sense of urgency. Do we have the sense of urgency in order to clear our financial debt? Because, put it this way, it's all very well to say that, but believe me, being in the position where there is no financial constraints anymore, I am free. It's the best feeling in the world. Are you going to be free by July the 1st? Are we going to have Independence Day on July the 1st? I know Independence Day on July the 4th, but in America, but our Independence Day is going to be on July the 1st. Now, here's the thing now. You know, it's all about now how to achieve our dreams. First of all, you all have to be committed into buying tickets, okay? And you must promote daily about wherever you go, whatever you do, whatever people that you talk to. You know, July the 1st is basically bringing as many people to the event. We know from experience, me and Avi know from experience, that the more people that you bring into the event, the more fired up we all become. And today, I'm still buzzing from yesterday's event. So is Avi and David and Alvin as well. So basically, our goal is always to promote the event. That is our key criteria for success. And we have the link. I have bought a domain name called blockchainprosperityevents.com, and I'm still waiting for that link to be activated, so that instead of this long link that you can see here, you will have a shortened link, and for them to pass on to people and people to register. So I'm making life for us very easy for us to promote. So I'm going to type the link in the chat room. But this link is not activated yet. If it's working for you, that's good, but it still has to be populated, and it'll probably be ready by tonight. Okay, so this is going to make it very easy to advertise on Facebook, on social media as well. Everybody that has this link, will be able to buy a ticket and so on. I just want to know the Avi, if you can hear us, is that how long is the promotion discount for? Is it only for tonight?
Yes, the promotion ends tonight. Midnight tonight, the promotion ends. There's no extension on that. Anyone who buys their tickets tonight get the discount. After that, it goes back to full price.
Okay. So guys, you know, we only got a few more hours to go. All right. So use the current long link first, but by tomorrow we have a shortened link to promote the ticket, which will be about £20. Okay. So how do we get started with a 90-day game plan? So you got your dream board, you've done your financial goals. The next thing that you need to do is basically have your VIP list of about 25 to 20 people minimum. And your goal, your daily activity that you need to do is to grow your list by 2 every single day. Okay, so I have a post-it note. Okay, and there's things that we need to do, and it's not 2 things now; it's 3 things. How many tickets have you actually sold? How many people are coming to July the 1st? How many people added to your list? Yeah. So basically, for you to, the name of the game, the one with the biggest database, the biggest names on their database, is the one that's going to be really, really, really successful. Okay. We need to be talking to people every single day. I know Cash talks to people every single day in the gym, in the coffee shop, wherever he goes, he's talking to people. I know David done a Facebook posts fairly recently and talking to people when he's buying items of clothing. Okay, so he added people onto his list. That's how we're going to grow this business. We UK has been untouched. America has been untouched. South Africa has been untouched. Mauritius has been untouched. Okay, the whole world has been untouched. They're waiting for us to talk to them. There's nothing to stop us to be the biggest network in this company. We are the company if we have the biggest network. Okay. And the more people we talk to, the more that we are excited, the more that we show energy, the more that we are happy, naturally you're going to be attracted to a lot of people and they want to know what's the secret. And what are you going to say? July the 1st. Here's the link. Come and get what I'm getting. Yeah, that's what you have to say. You know, people love excitement. People want to know what's making you excited. Okay. So you're growing your list every single day. And so basically now, here's the thing. They want to know what you're doing. So obviously you want people to enroll. You want people to join our team, our football team. Okay. We are the ones who are going to be very successful than any other team in this company. And our goal is to have daily webinars and events every single week. And we must bring 2 people minimum to these webinars and to these events every single day, every single week. Because once they see what we do, then automatically they're going to book for the July the 1st. So we have a lot of work to do. You got to be talking to a lot of people because this is a people's business. It's the people that drives value of Bitcoin. If you want Bitcoin to go to $30,000, $100,000, even to $500,000, we need to talk to a lot of people who are hungry for Bitcoin. Okay. So now here's the thing. This is what we have to do next. Okay. This is where the plan really, really starts. Everything above is basically brushing teeth. You got to do it no matter what. What happens when you don't brush your teeth? You feel dirty. So you need to talk to people. You need to invite people. You need to know, you need to count how many people come to the webinar and events. This is the very basic stuff. Okay, we don't need to go ins and outs of that. That's the fundamentals. But what is the real part of our business? What we need to do? We need to start setting at least one global webinar during the day so that we can take care of Asia market. And we need to have 2 to 3 global webinars in the evening. It may sound a lot, but we don't have to start off like that straight away. We can do it as a takeoff of a plane, as a takeoff as a rocket. Okay, let me see what we have, guys. So we have a shared calendar now, okay, which we're going to use. This shared calendar is basically how we're going to do this business. So we have a 90-day game plan calendar, and we can able to share this, and I can do screenshots on a daily basis to find out what events that we actually have. So tomorrow, so today we're doing a presentation training at 10 o'clock. Let me show my screen a bit more clearer. Okay. We have a training at 10 o'clock today on the presentation. Tomorrow on a bank holiday, I know Avi and the deaf community have a webinar, okay? But Cash and David or the other members of the team, you may have webinars too. So what you do, you let me know by sending an email, and I'll write it down on the post-it. You send an email to support@90daygameplan.net. Everybody who's on this call, we need to be presenters. Everybody on this call eventually become trainers, because once you have a team, you need to start duplicating it, okay? But for us to succeed, our calendar will need to be packed out. Our calendar or diary becomes our boss, because it would tell you when the next event's going to be. This is how it's going to work, all right? Let's say, for example, you meet somebody in a coffee shop tomorrow, and they said, well, today is not possible to come to a webinar, but you know there's a webinar on a Friday. You will have this calendar to make sure what time the webinar will be available so that they can come. If you wait too long to give them a date of a webinar, we're going to lose the customer. Okay, so what I need to do with all of you on this call, okay, we need to make May packed out of webinars and events. So we can discuss that and see where we go. So how we're going to do this is basically that once I finish going through the document, then you can give me suggestions when the next events and webinars going to be, and we go from there. And then on every morning, 9 o'clock, we will go through which presenters will be available for the appropriate time slots. And then we will also advertise it and then promote it across the social media. Okay, so let's go back to the document again. All right, so what we're going to do is kind of what we call follow the sun approach, because put it this way, we got 2 years to really capitalize, but we're going to do it in slots of 90 days. We're going to follow the sun. What is follow the sun? Follow the sun is basically where it starts from Australia, Asia, Europe, and then basically to Americas as well, okay? We should know that there are people and leaders across the different time zones as well. And we need to identify the leaders and presenters pretty soon so that we can do presentation. The name of the game is doing presentations around the sun 24/7. Because if we are going to grow big, if we're going to grow successful, if we want to have a lot of Bitcoins, then we have to go all out. And the bigger we grow as a team, and the bigger we do it by duplicating, okay, then we will grow phenomenally. We will be the biggest network on the planet, okay? So in order to us to do that, okay, we have only one Zoom ID. We need to have more people with Zoom accounts. Me and Abby can create another Zoom account that we can use. But these Zoom accounts will be available for us to grow the business. We just need to know who's using what and by when. Okay? Let me see who's talking on the chat. Cool. Yes, so people have Zoom accounts. That's great. So we need the ability to share. Okay? Now, increasing the, everyone has to take responsibility of the Zoom accounts. If more people are using a particular ID, okay, then do the right thing and make sure you share the costs, okay? And I don't want people to be left out at all, but I don't want people to be out of pocket as well, okay? So right now, my Zoom account will be available, okay? It's got the top about 200 participants on a normal webinar meeting like this. And if I was to do like a kind of event kind of thing, it goes up to about 500 people, which is okay. All right. And I'm paying about £140 or £120 every single month. Okay. But by working together, we can make this happen. But let's make sure that the Zoom IDs is available so that we can grow as a business. Your Zoom account, your Zoom, by having Zoom, is like an investment. That's the one that's going to make us and you rich. Okay, what is David saying? We need to come down. Yes. Okay, so this is basically how we're going to grow, all right? So, but here's the thing as well. This doesn't stop just with the webinars and Zoom IDs. Let's look at events as well. Now, we all have to start running events ourselves. We all need to start taking ownership as well, which means it's to do with costs. Now, we gave a team responsibility for the Newbury Park event. Okay, and for it to be successful going forwards, okay, obviously we need to start booking events in advance and also start to advertise. One thing I admire about Cash, for example, is that he knows how to advertise for events. But what we all can do better, now that we have a calendar in place, we know when the events and webinar is going to be, so that we can advertise in advance and do the flyers in advance as well. Okay, so that's what we need to do. Okay, so once we are going through this document, I want some ideas of when we can do events and webinars by as well. So let me make this more clearer and expand on the document a bit more. All right. There's something that I noticed yesterday's event. Yes, it was a good event, but we needed more servant leaders. We needed to help running of the events as well. Use these webinars, use these events as a training session for July the 1st. The moment we get better in organizing, coming early to event, and start helping organizing without being told what to do, we're going to make July the 1st one of our biggest events that we ever had within our team. Everybody needs to take responsibility. Everybody needs to be coming early to your local events and take it really, really seriously. You need to start developing your own systems with the people that you have, and you must take ownership as well. The sooner that you start to present yourself, it will free up your leaders, your mentors, to also grow and expand different parts of UK or anywhere else on the planet. Now, we're going to go through this in about around 10 o'clock, but everything starts from presentation and how to do it more effectively. I just given the link earlier of a new presentation that we're going to be using tonight as well. Now, what we also need to do is a separate documentation of listing all the presenters available. By listing out all the presenters available, it will be able to help us to expand the UK market, America, Africa, Mauritius, Dubai, everywhere else. Okay, and our name of the game, by the end of each month, at least grow our presenters by at least 10%, if not more. Now, here's the thing that we also need to do next, and it's coming to the end of the document, and we got the rest of the time is going to be listening to your feedback and what we can do next. But I can't find any other times that other than 9 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock in the evening consistently to have a power call. This power call is not about gossip, not about other issues and stuff. This is a daily call where basically we're going to help organize for the day ahead of webinars and events during that day. Okay. And basically to make sure that we have the presenters available and equipment available and making sure that everything's actually being paid for. Also, it's not just about the webinars and events, but making sure that we are on track, on target, so that we are ready and pumped up for the day. Because at 9 o'clock, we're going to be on the same call, okay, maybe for 15 to 20 minutes, and we're going to have a quick update, and we're going to listen and hear basically how your day's been. And the talk is going to be like this. I want to know 3 things from you guys on the evening call. How many tickets have you sold? How many people are coming to July the 1st? How many people added to your list? And any other business related to your activity. Because what I visualize is that when people see other people doing, including myself, me and Abby are doing this as well, okay? It's going to inspire people. It's going to encourage. You're going to be learning the techniques in what they're doing to talk to people and about social media. It's not going to be just about Darren or Avi or David or Cash or Alvin. It's going to be about all of us on this call, what we're doing. Because I don't want 500 people on July the 1st event. I actually want 1,000 people on that event because we got a 2 months head start. And if we are doing these daily activities, I know it sounds boring, just like brushing teeth, but this is how we're going to grow. This is the basics, okay? And we're going to do this every day. But there is an issue that we have. That issue is that on Tuesday, that we may be able to have the morning call, but the evening call probably has to be done by somebody else. Somebody, another diamond or an emerald who can actually take the lead on the call and to make sure we catch up and find out how people's going. Okay? In the morning, there will be that person taking the call and making sure that we're set up for the day. But by the evening, I should be available, Avi should be available, Alvin should be available to take the call. Okay? But with no matter what, this must happen. You all made a pledge to be committed. We have to do the daily activities to make sure that the tickets are sold. We don't want you to have the financial burden at all. We want you to sell the tickets. We want you to be prosperous. We want the July the 1st to be an amazing event. We want a lot of people to come to the webinars to show success. But we need to go out all guns, all firing, okay, to be successful. But this is what it takes. This is exactly our blueprint. But you know what? I didn't have this all written down when me and Avi did this, but this is exactly what we did for at least 90 days when we actually started. We were round the clock talking to people, going to people's home, doing home meetings and so on. And this is what we did. Now, this is how we're going to be making it more interesting. Okay? During the day, take a snapshot. Take a picture of your daily activity. Put it on social media. Talking to people, having interesting talks, because this is what's going to create the buzz. People want to see what you guys are doing. Okay, tomorrow is bank holiday, but people's Monday is going to be on Tuesday. but you're still going to be having your bank holiday because guess what? A lot of people are not on working. We are not normal. Okay. All right. We are not normal at all. So if you're showing that you're still having your bank holiday on Tuesday, people are going to say what? Okay. Okay. I told my children, yeah, not to press the doorbell when they come. What do? They press the doorbell when they come. This is crazy. All right, guys, they're going to come in now. But anyway, guys, I'm going to stop talking now. And what we need to do, guys, is to really fill out your calendar of what we're going to do for this week. I'm going to check the calendar again. And this is what we currently have. So tomorrow there's a webinar at 8 o'clock, which Avi's doing with the deaf team. Are we going to be doing another Are we going to do our own webinar? This is the thing. So then another document going. Okay. Is Ketan on the call? Ketan.
Yep.
Cool. Are you running the Tuesday event?
Yeah, I am. I've got to pick up the projector from you tomorrow. And I'm going to go through with Pretty and Manish with the edification of hosting and what part and everything.
D, just before we move on to the events and stuff, I'd just like to add something quickly while I've got a chance. Guys, you'll be able to see that a lot of the things that Darren is saying, for you to know that the event yesterday really had an impact on you, you should be able to relate. Pretty much everything he's saying relates to a lot of keywords that was used yesterday, you know, to commitment, to your dreams, to your goals, and you've got to follow these steps. You know, a lot of the things that we are saying might sound like very childish to you, something very basic, take a snapshot, but it has a massive impact. This 90-day game plan is as such because it's a proven system that works. It's a system that worked for many big leaders. It's a system that worked for Moina Monea. It's a system that worked for us, and there is no reason that it won't work for you, right? So that's why, I mean, when you see us so fired up, so excited, it's because we know that it works. We know we're going to see a lot of success stories. But there's a key thing in there that is important. Yesterday, we talked about not giving up, because some people will start seeing results from the first 10 days. Some people will see big results, some will see bigger results. But at the end of the day, some people can see results on day 79, 89, 90, right? Don't judge yourself, because there's one thing which is very important. If there is one person who's hard to please, if there is one person that you will find the hardest to please, it's yourself. If there's one person who you'd find cannot take a win for a win, it's yourself for you. Because we, as human beings, we always tend to find flaws first, rather than we can't even take a win for what it is sometimes. So be patient, fight for it. For example, presenting. Hey, I remember when I used to present on webinar to myself, record it, and watch it to see what I can improve. If you are impressed by your own webinar, there's no way anyone else will not be, because the hardest person to please is yourself. So be patient. Like I said, some of you will start seeing results before July the 1st. Some people, you will see results from July the 1st when your guests are there. Some, it will be slower. Some will be faster. but don't compare. Don't say, hey, he's having better results than me. Say, hey, if he's having better results, it's just a matter of time before mine starts. That's how it is. It's persistence, fighting through the fear of failure. Over back to you, D.
Yeah, cool. Okay, Chetan, we need to pay for the event on Newbury Park.
Okay.
Okay. Avi, who normally does that?
Normally it's Saqib and Sam, but they've passed that responsibility, I believe, to Akib, who's sorting that out tomorrow.
Okay, good. All right. Let's go back to Monday. We only got one webinar that's really for the deaf team. We're looking for another webinar in the evening, if possible.
I've also got a quick training webinar about the back office for the Russian team tomorrow at, I think it's 2:45 in the afternoon.
Okay. So that's your one is at 8 p.m. So that one's at 8 p.m. 2:45. And people are happy to come on that, Avi?
8 p.m., yes. The 2:45 is more tailor-made for them because they have certain specific questions. But hey, if anyone wants to join in just to listen in, I'm more than happy to. Absolutely no problem. They just have quite a few questions because of language barriers. They mostly speak Russian, apart from this couple who speaks English. They wanted to go through the questions of their team of the back office to understand it properly in terms of what is qualified or not qualified on the back office, how to get to Jade, how to get to the next rank, etc. They have questions. I don't know what the questions are specifically, but I will be answering their questions. If anyone still feel like there are things they don't understand from the back office, it's probably a good call to get on.
And is it our Zoom link you're using?
Yes. For the 8 p.m. one, we're using Abdel, but if we need to switch, if people wants to get on it, I'm more than happy to switch it to ours for a larger capacity.
Yeah. Abdel, yeah. I'll send the details out later on tonight. Okay, is there any other webinars we can do during that day, guys? David?
On the Monday, Darren?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure we can do one. It's more of a case of I just need to speak to the team as to what we've done is there's a few of us that are doing different webinars now, or some of us that have stepped up to the plate to do the intro, part 1 and part 2. So I just need to speak to the guys. We definitely have one every single Thursday at 8 p.m. And that's we usually use newdigitalmoney.tv.
What time is that one, David?
That's normally 8:30 p.m.
Okay. Can we do that for 8 p.m., David?
Yeah, no problem.
This is great. I'll tidy this up.
Yeah.
I'll get
newdigitalmoney.tv. That's Alvin's. I know Australia have got one. And if you're on the call, if you're Sundays 12 p.m. UK time is the Australia one. There you go.
Let's put that on as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time?
12 p.m. UK time. I can see the American or the US lot are getting annoyed with us because we're not giving them a shout out. And they're killing it. They're killing it with the presentations.
Right. What is the Zoom link on?
Marty has their Zoom link, I believe.
Okay, and for the Sunday one?
They're actually using newdigitalmoney.tv, I believe.
No, digital. The Australian one's in Digital Money.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to give a quick shout out to Sene, who just booked his ticket from all the way from Belgium.
Amazing.
Good. It'd be good to see the boy. We need to get him on stage.
Yeah, we're going to need to.
Amazing. Darren, Avi, can I make a suggestion?
Absolutely.
Based upon Marty's comments, because we definitely don't want you to feel left out.
Yeah.
The fact that we actually have a global team, and we're very, very lucky. We have a team building in Mauritius, we have a team building in Australia, and Hawaii and California. Why don't we actually do a collective global event? 1st of July, everyone holds an event. Australia, Hawaii, California.
I think it's absolutely a great idea because we can then involve everyone more in the 90-day game plan, which is not just happening in the UK, but globally.
Absolutely. Marty, if you agree with that, give us a sign. Hawaii and California. Robert, I see you're on the call as well, so potentially something in Kauai on the island and something in California. I think that would be amazing on the World Cup.
Darren, did you see Marty's link there for her Zoom?
Yeah.
Guys, a couple of names that I see who's booked tickets. I don't really know. If anyone knows, just message me about it so that I'll discuss with you. Sebastian Ordonez.
That's Sebastian Paolo's team.
Okay. Rakesh Ladwa. I think that's in Razor's team. Okay. Yeah. Just PM me about this straight after the call if possible, please. Razor and Paola.
Yeah, I got Marty's link. Well, when is American webinars done?
Marty has them regularly, her webinars.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get her schedule so we can use it and post it. And let's see if we can organize an event in Hawaii, California, South Africa, Mauritius, anywhere else where we have a decent presence, Australia. Yeah, so let's do that. I think it's an amazing idea.
Yeah, very cool. We'll be the first. Okay, so action is to get Marty's schedule. But we're very low in UK. We gotta need more in UK right now or in Europe. Let's go back to Monday. So basically, we can't. So this will take an hour to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, we have a quick get together. It has to be after 9:30 or 10 o'clock, or it has to be around 7 o'clock p.m. What do you suggest, guys?
Is this for webinars? For training?
Webinar.
Webinar. Okay.
This is you're talking about a quick catch up of 15 minutes, right, Darren?
That would be 9 o'clock.
Okay. Webinar should be at 8 p.m. set.
Okay, so
for UK anyway. For the other countries, it will be based on their timeline. Like Australia, like we said, Sunday 12 o'clock. So we'll check with all the other time zones and post it. The good thing is we should post all these webinars because, for example, Australia's webinar might be suitable for other timelines as well.
So it should be for Philippines. They're on the pretty much same time zone.
The whole of Asia, even on a Sunday for even India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Mauritius, South Africa, pretty much 12 o'clock is a good time, 12 o'clock UK time on a Sunday. That's pretty much a global webinar.
Yeah.
Are we going to find a day that we dedicate training, a webinar? Because I guess that's something that we need to focus on some more.
I would suggest every Monday.
Every Monday, okay.
So would this be
every Monday is trading
after the business webinar, or are we skipping a business webinar and having?
No, on Monday we only have training.
Okay, Monday only.
We have a team catch up training and a team catch up.
Okay. So Monday 8 p.m. training weekly.
That's from
yes.
Not this week, but next week.
Okay.
Yeah, because we already got webinar tomorrow at 8 p.m.
That's fine. Yeah.
And then next week.
We should also do different languages for the UK. I think there are, for example, Hindi webinar. We can do a time which is suitable for UK and part of Asia like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. We should start a Spanish webinar for UK. I've actually gathered quite a few leads for our Spanish team who's in the UK. Alvin messaged me straight after on the group of Latin America. I will discuss that with you guys.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern there that 8 o'clock in the evenings we do webinars every day. And a quick question, guys, is doing webinars effective on a Friday?
I would say no. I don't know what thoughts on everyone else is.
Saturday?
We tried in the past in the evening and it's not been
Successful.
at all.
Yeah, so let's skip Friday and Saturday. It's no problem. Anyway, the other thing, I don't know if I missed it or it was omitted. Every 2 weeks, we've picked 3 dates. We'll be posting soon. We will be having a London event. Central London location, Holborn most likely. It'll be either Saturday or Sunday. We'll post all the dates for the next 6 weeks now. It's important that we all turn up. It's important that we bring guests to the event because it's a free event. Anyone can come in, but we'll need to book tickets on Eventbrite. It's free just so that we know how many people we're expecting. It will be only about 40-45 minutes for presentation for the members. And then we have a half an hour break where if anyone wants to get launched straight away, we can launch them in groups. And then we do training straight after. And that training is very powerful. It's almost like what you saw yesterday. But imagine getting that every 2 weeks, just reminding yourself, reminding your system that what are the key factors, what's important. Any barriers you're facing will be taken away from that.
Yeah. And I suggest that we do it on a Sunday because then it's in sync with July the 1st.
I think, well, I've picked a few days. There's, I think, 1 Saturday and 2 Sundays, but it's every 2 weeks. I've based it on a few things of availability and also World Cup matches and a few things I've looked at. I've picked a few dates just to make sure we try and get maximum out of it.
Yeah, and then after the event and training, we go out as a team, and that would be a good thing together.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what we just need to get clear now is who can do 8 o'clock webinars on Tuesdays and on Wednesdays, and then.
Okay. Before we go to that, I think we could discuss on the group because, guys, nothing to do with hierarchy. We want to have more presenters, like Darren said. If you want to actually boost your business massively, it's super, super important that you start presenting because then it duplicates further down. It's not supposed to be the same presenters. I keep seeing Alvin present, Hunty present, Priya present, Cash present, and a few others, but we want more other people to present. That's fine. It doesn't matter, guys. You know what? It's the same. Presenting and going on stage is the same thing. You will make mistakes. We make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. And you know what? The funny fact is, the only person who will remember those mistakes is yourself. When you are giving so much important information to people, they are overwhelmed. They don't even notice the mistakes. Even if they notice, they don't remember it. You will be the only one. So let's break through that shyness. Let's get you presenting. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. We are not your boss. We're not here to judge you. We're here to support you. We're here to guide you. If you want more help on presenting, no problem. Come to us. Guys, a year and a half ago, myself, I had never done any presentation. A year and a half, 2 years ago. The only time I ever spoke in front of people, and if anyone don't believe that, I will find a video and show you, was at my sister's wedding. And when I tell you it was an appalling speech, I mean it from the bottom of my heart because I was crossing my leg and standing. I was fidgeting with something on the table and I don't know what I was waffling about. And it wasn't because I was overwhelmed because it was my sister's wedding. I was, but it was because I just didn't have the confidence to talk in front of people. But when I made my dreams become goals and I made those so important for me, those just automatically disappeared. And I tell you what, the first 2 times I had to go on stage, I had to go and knock 4 or 5 shots because I didn't have the confidence. And that's a true fact. But it remains, then I realized that, hey, it didn't actually help me. It didn't do nothing. It's just because of my vision, because of my goals, I can now speak in front of people. And now it's just natural, right? So don't be shy. Don't be scared. Just put your name forward. Do your presentation. Practice it if you want to, but do your presentation. You do it the first time, the second time, there'll be mistakes. After 10, 20 times, you will master it. When you present, your downline will want to present. You can't have someone in your team who you want them to start presenting, but you're not presenting. You have to lead by example. So we want to see more people who are even pearl, sapphires, rubies, emeralds. We want to see more of you present, because at the moment I only see a handful of emeralds and above presenting. Let's all present. Remember Monet's training yesterday. Part of this, how you duplicate leaders. You can't just go out there and expect to find 20 leaders. You find 1 or 2 leaders, you duplicate that. You present, then you get them to present. And then through them, you find more leaders. And you carry on doing what you've been doing, you find more leaders as well. That's how you grow your team exponentially. So I would ideally like to see that every webinar, maybe not this week, fair enough, but from next week, is being done by someone who hasn't presented before, who just started presenting, and use your diamonds, your blue diamonds, even your emeralds, to come in at the end to do a special part for you, to close the call for you. Edify the rank so highly that people realize it has such a high meaning. Don't just make it easily accessible for someone who's just coming on a call. They're like, oh, a diamond is presenting to me. They want to see that a diamond, when you're going to tell them, listen, we have a game plan to get you to diamond. Well, you need to edify that position of diamond. That diamond needs to come in on at the end of the call for 5-10 minutes and then go, because he's in a rush. He's got 1,000,001 things to do. He's got a big team to take care of. If the diamond is readily available, even the blue diamonds are readily available to actually do a webinar, how can you then say, hey, guys, the plan is to get you to diamond or blue diamond. We are de-edifying the rank. And then we're saying that's what we're going to get you to. Let's edify the ranks that we want those people to get to.
Excellent.
Back over to you, Darren.
Cool. I sent the link to edit this document that I have. Okay, so basically in this document, you can add your names. You're able to add your names onto it. There's quite a few people I can see on it already. Let me make sure you can edit the document. Now, if you want to edit the document, send me your email on the chat below, and I can add it on to edit the document. Because the reason being is because this is not my document. This is not Avi's document. It is our document. Okay, Cash, you got edit access. Fantastic, guys.
Darren, Avi, quick one. 2 things that I was just going to ask. How quickly do you reckon we could get an official flyer for the 1st of July?
We can get it organized now.
Brilliant. And
we can have one before we fly on Tuesday, but it will not have a location on it because obviously the venue wouldn't have been booked yet.
Yeah, brilliant.
So we will say Central London venue to be announced soon.
Perfect. And then the second one, I know it's summer, so the best get in. What's the odds on being able to get somebody to come over from the corporate?
I will speak to Milan. The only challenge is I know around that time they're already flying to and fro, just planning things in terms of the global event. But sure. It's a good question. I will speak to Milan straight after this call, and I will see if there's a possibility of Milan coming down.
Because for us to hype up even more, then would be fantastic. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Let me give people access already. Okay, some of you got access now. Please feel free to add presenters and add the events and put your name on the webinars. All right, and I'm going to put things together so that we have a good strategy throughout the week. Because we're going to make this amazingly successful together.
Darren, I was just going to mention there, I said for those guys at the event yesterday, I told them, look, I went and pestered mine and Munir to go and get some training off them. And I just want to share something because Avi mentioned it as well. Everything seemed quite simple that we're saying here, to the point where some people might think, is that it? But I actually went and met mine and Munir. And when I went and met them, I sat down with them and they told me their secret of such. I was like, oh my God, is that it? And it was the basics. Get your list, hit up people. But the thing is, it wasn't just a case of get your list and hit up people. It was do it every single day. So if you're doing it every single day, the consistency is just phenomenal. And once you get that, you start to build up momentum, and you may not get anybody on the first day, you may not get anybody second day, but if you're doing it every day, you are going to get people, and that's where the commitment comes in, the commitment for the consistency.
Just to add on to that, Hunt, is a very good point. They say in network marketing, on average, you have 100 no's before you get a yes.
Yeah,
a lot of people get that better ratio, but you can get 100 no's before you get a yes. And the way to do this, to have your mindset, is everyone that says no, it brings you one closer to your yes. Every 10 that said no to you, now you're 10 closer to your next yes. Remember, if you build a large organization, out of if you bring 20, 30 people into the business, it's only about 10 of them who's going to do something. And out of those 10, only 2 is enough to make you reach your dreams. But the key is you have to work with them. You have to work for them. Make them your priority. It's not about you making money. It's about making sure they make money. If they make money, you make money anyway. But those people need to see this from you. They need to see that, listen, this person is working selflessly with me, for me. He's not talking about him making money. He's talking about me, about my dreams. How can he help me to get to my dreams? What do I need? What support do I need? When do you need a webinar? When do you have a meeting? Do you need me on the call? Do you need me to come with you? That's what it's all about.
And, the crazy thing is as well, I think it was Josie who was messaging me yesterday asking a lot of questions. How long have I been in the business? How many people in my team? What volume was it? And I actually did the math the other day. And even if you think I know they were talking thousands in teams yesterday, but let's say you've been doing it for 3 months and you've got, I don't know, let's say 50 people that are in your team. Well, if all 50 in 1 month go and bring on just one person on a $5,000 pack, that's $250,000.
Yep.
That's $250,000. That's how easy it could happen within the space of a week, really.
100%. And it's very important to realize that we're not going to just jump straight to our dreams. You might start and say, hey, now it's growing a bit, but I'm making only $150 a week. That's fine. That's $150 a week that you were not earning before. But that is the same $150 that through duplication will also duplicate and become $300 a week, $600 a week, $1,000 a week. Next thing you know, you are at $3,000 a week, $5,000 a week. That's how we get there. Don't just think, hey, you know what, I'm going to do this 90-day game plan, and from then I'm going to be earning $10,000 a week. It doesn't happen like that. It's a step at a time, But it's got to be built in a proper way with organic growth, with duplication. So when you are constantly earning $150 a week, suddenly moves on to $300, $400 a week. It's constantly $400 a week. It goes up. It goes to $1,000 a week. It's got to be a point where you're earning $1,000 a week every single week, day in, day out, every week it's there. And then you keep growing. Because when you are earning a sum constantly, that means you're growing your team in the right way. And all you need to do from there is duplicate through your leaders and duplicate, get them to do what you did. Show them how you did it. Guide them to do it. And there's no way for failure. Don't be scared of failure.
Guys, we'll be eating into the training time as well. Look, I think a lot of you got access to the document. Continue to update it. List your presenters. We can decide for Tuesday webinar, Wednesday webinar, who can do that. We can make the call at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, or in the evening, and we can go from there. So guys, hopefully you got a good understanding of what the 90-day game plan is going to be. Today was a planning session, and we're really going to officially start tomorrow. So guys, I hope you're ready. Guys, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
You want to make money, guys? Because this is it, guys. This is how.
I was shouting it on mute.
All day long.
Let's go.
All day
Let's
long.
go. Yeah, I'm feeding off this energy.
Cool. So guys, let's have a 5-minute break.